When roaming the South Pacific 20 years ago, by chance I anchored at a remote coral atoll inhabited by beautiful, primitive people. From this Eden, they harvest the bountiful fish. I vowed to return to these contented people and their unspoilt islands, lost in time. I'm heading for this paradise halfway between Papua New Guinea and the Solomons. It's called the Lachlan Islands. We're coming up to the Lachlan's now.
Looks beautiful.
Oh, there's about 4 or 5 islands, coral islands. I was here 20 years ago and the people were just so beautiful, so friendly. And it was the first time I ever came across people who did not want money at all. Money was absolutely no use to them. So when we were bargaining for mud crabs and so forth, and I'd give them a few kina, they'd say, what do we do with it? We can't use it. This to me was really the island that, time forgot. Spinner dolphins greet us as we enter the lagoon. Lynn Sutherland and Diane Costa are impressed.
Can't believe it. Look at that, he jumped 4 times.
Their Masawa canoes are capable of ocean trading voyages to distant islands. They're not going far today, just to the lagoon entrance to spear some fish. The native goggle divers are skillful, but their equipment is primitive and only capable of impaling small fish. It's a primitive device called a shark rattle. The sound of the rattling coconut halves will attract the shark to the lowered bait. It's an ingenious way of catching a meal. So many activities are happening around us. Something's up ahead. Whales. Yeah, they're whales, not very big ones. Let's stop. One just coming up under the boat. The whales are circling the drifting boat, and when I swim closer, I realise they are minke whales, the friendliest of all whales. They're not huge, maybe 5 or 6 metres in length, and belong to a group called baleen whales, for they lack teeth. That's handy to know. Some of the whales have white spots on their sides. These are fresh bite wounds from the little cookie cutter shark that can gouge a plug of blubber. Oh, he was rolling over and over. These whales are extremely friendly and inquisitive. This is called spy hopping, taking a good look at my boat Freedom 3. The Japanese whaling fleet killed 440 minke whales this year on the pretext of scientific research. Oh, that was great. We stay with them for an hour, and it is we who finally break away. Wow! Oh, that's fantastic! Sailing canoes come out to meet us. I wonder if they will remember me. Hi!
Hi.
It's Ben,
Carl.
Carl, and Moses. Is Moses here?
No, he's away from here. He went to Woodlark.
Woodlark, oh, and Shalini?
It's down there.
Over there. Do you remember about 20 years ago, you'll be a little boy, a boat coming here called Beaver? That was my boat.
Oh, yeah.
So I came in here and made a film on the Lachlan Islands, and that's why we've come back to make another film here.
Okay.
We brought the film along with us, and I was going to show it all to you. So I'd really like to meet your chief, and what's his name?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, okay. We'll go ashore then.
Yeah.
Hello Jeremiah, it's Ben Cropp. You remember on my ship Beaver, long time ago, 20 years ago? I came here and filmed. You were a boy probably then. I brought that film that I did 20 years ago, and I want to show it on the boat. Will you like to come out to the boat and have a look? Hi Sanella, how are you?
Fine.
Do you remember me from 20 years ago?
Yes.
Come on board. Here it is, the island that time forgot, the Lachlan Islands.
In this modern world, there are very few places left which we could really call an unspoiled paradise. We went to visit Coral Homes.
Is that you?
No, my father.
It's your father?
Yeah.
We have 60 people on board. I'm a little worried how my boat is low in the water. Memories are coming back for Sanelli. The lovely Sanelli was only 16 when I first filmed her. She is the chief's daughter, and her friend Moses is building a new hope of winning her. Food for a special feast is carried from the gardens. Moses' hut is completed, sleeping mat and all. His diving equipment is neatly stored away. He's a happy lad. Canoes have been coming all morning from the outlying islands. Frangipani flowers are threaded into necklaces for the girls to wear. I was told that Moses did not win Sinelli's heart. She married someone else. My film show is a success, bringing memories flooding back. It seems my previous visit made a big impact on the villagers then. Mine was the only ship to visit in 3 years, and we stayed for a month and mixed with the people. The village of Budi Budi seems unchanged. The kids learn early. They are sailing canoes and spearing fish at a mere 5 years of age. Grass skirts are still being made, but not worn every day like before. Linda's t-shirt has replaced her bare breasts in my old film. Essie's pet gannet is in need of a good feed. He keeps it in a little hut on stilts over the water. A pig is a man's wealth. If he wishes to take a bride, he will need to give a gift of a pig to the girl's parents. I see several log canoes being hollowed out. When William married Linda, he gave her parents a pig and his canoe. Their skill at climbing tall coconut trees is amazing. The nuts are very important as their basic diet. I counted 17 different ways the coconut tree is put to use by these people. The natives bring us fresh provisions every day. The girl is in pain, for the crab she wishes to trade has grabbed her finger. My other crew member, Nick Slipper, levers a claw off her.
Okay, hello. Yeah, you want to trade this for some cigarettes, yeah? All right, here you go.
We buy the coconut crab so we can release it. I remember all the canoes had traditional mat sails. Only one exists now.
You seem to be pondering. Penny for your thoughts.
Well, I am a bit disappointed. You know, I envisaged coming here and there would be all the women in grass skirts, the men in lap-laps, just like they were 20 years ago. And here they come on board and they're in bloody T-shirts. And even the beautiful Sinelli, she's in a dress. And I just couldn't believe that in 20 years, you know, Western civilization had encroached on what I thought was one of the last remaining places where, you know, the island at the time forgot.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I know they're wearing clothes, and I can see from your old film and what I've seen now that they may have clothes on, but they still have their traditional ways, the same ways that they were doing 20 years ago.
Well, talking to them, you know, they're still madly keen on going out netting and fishing, and they still live off the coconuts. Virtually everything that I was filming 20 years ago. So I guess they haven't changed, except for the T-shirts. And, you know, they say clothes maketh the man, but out here on natives, no.
I know, but you know those guys that were in your film, I think they were about 20 in your film, they're now 40? We were talking to them on the beach. They were telling me before that they had a little surprise for us. So I don't know what they got in store, but they're going to come out soon.
Let's see. This is a pleasant surprise. It makes my day.
You look great.
They said that watching my old film and the disappointment they saw on my face inspired them to show me they really hadn't lost their custom ways. What beautiful people. An afternoon tropical rainstorm cools the air and is heavy enough to refill our water supply. We search for a creature that once put fear into American Marines when it joined them in the trenches.
There's one right here.
Here is a big area here. Like the should to come.
Put in his claw. Oh, he's a big one. Good catch. Do you want me
A crab that can crack coconuts is not a welcome bedmate.
Mate, put your finger there. So your people used to eat these, but you no longer eat them?
That's right. Before there were plenty of them, and now we brought them here because of they are very few. So we brought them here to spread.
Come on. Come on. Here, chew on this crabby t-shirt.
Same people with the crabs, mate.
They just latch on. I got this foot. There we go. Good catch. Who's got who, huh?
The primeval-looking coconut crab has an ingenious way of cracking open a coconut to get at the meat. It selects an old nut on the ground and powerful claws husk it. Now the crab holds the nut with one claw and climbs backward up a tree. 5 meters high, it accurately lines up a hard target below to bounce the nut off. Now it climbs down and eats the meat from the nut. The coconut crab is a primeval example of a sea creature that has almost evolved to a land life. It must still make periodic trips to the sea to moisten its gills and release its eggs. Plundered for restaurants throughout the Pacific, the Lachlan people are making sure their colony survives. Their past is buried on the beach. Anywhere along here, is it?
Yeah.
Which road is
This one there.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Oh, right. So that's the way you find them.
Yeah.
Yeah? See where that's all. I don't know. Looks like bird. That would have a handle here, would it?
Yeah.
And so you could use it like this,
Yeah.
chopping heads off when you were headhunters. Yeah. And so when the missionaries came, they made you throw these away, did they?
Yeah.
But you didn't really throw them away. You buried them.
Yeah,
is
we
that
buried
right?
them.
So you could always find them again. Well, this really belongs in the museum, Taya. You know, this is terrific. And would there be more along here?
Yeah.
Where, just anywhere along here, or
Yeah.
do they bury several?
Yes. Buried some.
So we should dig.
Yeah,
Okay.
we try and dig
Okay.
some.
I got one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. Yeah.
Ah, that's good. Would there be lots more?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because,
Well-
this one is like old people The time is finished, they're going to bury it there and
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Well, they belong to a museum. I have a museum. I'd like to put these in a museum so they don't get lost.
Okay.
It's a special part of your heritage
Yeah.
when you were a headhunter. Once they were warriors in the not too distant past, and their war canoes raided other island tribes. Women and children were taken captive, and the heads of those killed in battle adorned the warriors' huts. Missionaries eventually stamped out this practice of headhunting and witchcraft. The natives guide us to an old shipwreck. She was an unwelcome British visitor, a blackbirder. The locals were headhunters in those days. When the unfortunate castaways struggled ashore, the natives had their revenge. All that remains are 2 iron cannon. From these relics, I date the wreck about 1840. When I was here before, another visitor arrived. Her name reads Sing Hung Ai. The friendly natives welcomed the visitors. There's tobacco and trade goods on board. The Taiwanese junk was trespassing in foreign waters, and 7 divers head off toward the reef. I had no intention of letting them out of my sight, for I suspect they could be clam poachers. The special tool and bag of clam meat is conclusive. Australia's Great Barrier Reef had suffered from these clam poachers. A junk can load up to 15 tonne of clam meat. This represents the killing of some 60,000 giant clams. It takes only 40 seconds to kill this giant clam, which perhaps took 100 years to grow. The tool slices through the muscle and reduces a 200-kilo giant to a bloody, gaping shell. This death stroke is all for a mere 250 grams of muscle meat to satisfy gourmets in Hong Kong. Any passing turtle is a target for the Taiwanese. Speed is essential. Each diver is paid for the weight of meat he brings back. They ignored my warning not to go to Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and their boat was caught and confiscated a few months later. The Lachlan's have been blessed with its marine resources, and its people always took them for granted. When I talked to the elders about the Taiwanese depletion of their resources, it was a learning experience that even the most bounteous gifts of nature must be used wisely. The poachers killed some 1,500 giant clams and took 30 turtles in just 3 days.
That's it? Yep.
I want to document if the reef has recovered from the clam poachers. We see no live clams, but the resilience of the coral reef has rejuvenated a splendid garden with a multitude of fish. We see a bountiful reef for the Lachlan Islanders to happily continue their subsistence way of life, providing there are no more intrusions by foreign fishermen. Otherwise, all of this could disappear. The men are gathering in canoes to go netting. T-shirts have all but disappeared. They reverted to custom dress. I'm pleased about that. They group on a sand spit for a chat and a smoke, 28 canoes in all. I find these people very honest, happy, courteous, and content in their island life. Multiple nets are set in a shallow passage between two islands. They are custom nets with wooden floats and seashell weights. Now the canoes line up. Long poles thump the surface and frighten the fish toward the nets. Divers in the water splash too. There's no escape. Goggle divers stand by to roll the fish into the net. Those with spears flush out the fish that have taken refuge in the coral. He's only a little boy and he's helping his dad fill the canoe.
Just need something to maybe tie it up or something.
A surgeon fish has made a deep gash in Timothy's arm. All we can do is bandage it now and stitch it later.
Should we put him in the dinghy?
The nets are retrieved, the catch sufficient. They net only on one day in the week. Instinct warns them the reef will only stand a once-a-week onslaught. Timothy is brave, for we have no anaesthetic. Not even a whimper, as Nick stitches his deep wound with needle and fishing line.
Do you have any kids? How many
Can you just swab it?
Swab it, yeah.
When the men go out to fish, they take their sons with them, and the children learn to be skillful in the traditional ways of catching fish. Their methods are primitive, but this itself limits their catch and preserves a sustainable fish population forever. A tiger shark is attracted by the wounded fish, but the divers know it will cautiously keep wide and be no problem. The wonderful thing about the Lachlan way of life is that work and play are as one. They're hanging the nets on the canoes above the waterline. Now that may seem odd, but it's for a special purpose. The two opposing lines of canoes and nets form a barrier in the creek and they close in. The herded mullet can easily leap over the underwater nets, but here they will leap up into the nets on the canoes. It's all so ingeniously simple and effective, even though there are not many mullet in the creek today for the cooking fire. It would be a tragedy if these precious traditions were lost. The islanders would be losing much more than their skillful ways of catching fish. They'd be losing their way of life. Preparations for a big feast tomorrow is now underway. The feast is in my honour for my return after 20 years. The palm fronds will be made into custom dress, baskets and mats. The nuts will quench the thirst of the dancers on the next day. Climbing coconut trees takes a lot of practice from an early age. You have a long way to go yet, Nick.
You see why they're so cute, huh?
Several trees are sacrificed to cut logs for a ceremonial platform. Smoko here is a betel nut break. Then it's back to work, all done as a ritual to the beat of a drum. The platform is being built in front of the chief's hut. It's used as ceremonial and important to the festivities. The completion of the platform is blessed in their traditional way. Drums are repaired with fresh monitor lizard skins. Grass skirts are trimmed to accentuate the hips. I'm hoping the good weather will hold, for a rainstorm is brewing. Early the next morning, I run 10 miles west to Kanak Rock, a volcanic core that abounds in fish.
Come on, man. Get this happening.
This is our contribution. Here you are. This is for the feast.
Sally!
There's some more.
And for you.
That's for you. This one.
Yeah.
The festivities are underway. All the food is being carried to the ceremonial platform. The natives are beautifully dressed and adorned in flowers. The drummers are ready.
the younger the children are, they have to learn their culture so that they live in a harmony way in their community where they will participate and live the happiest life that they will live to. It will continue to inspire, to continue to get into everyone future generations coming.
An important part of the festivity is bringing out the kundu drums that have lain dormant for a year and performing their favourite kundu dance. The kundu may seem slow moving, but it's their way of custom dancing. Perhaps it reflects the idyllic life on the atoll where work is mostly play. It's smoko time. Banana leaves are heated to roll their tobacco. This is the part I never like. For some unceremonious reason, the pig is slapped as its hairs are burnt off. Master of Ceremonies Muri Muri calls the chief to receive his share of the pig. As is their custom, Muri Muri berates the chief for not providing enough food for the feast.
You wasting your time too much fishing. Only fish. You're going to make fish, no pig and taros. Only fish. We are not making feast with fish. Fish.
Now it's my turn to be told off.
Thank you. Next time when you come back, maybe bring a sheep or pigs and cows and sheep, whatsoever, to celebrate. Okay. However, we thank you for coming here.
Yeah, next time I'll bring a whale.
Thank you. Nico! You are new to this place and we are not too sure of your movement here. We only know Ben. Now that you have come here, you accompany Ben and you didn't come with pigs also. You came with bitunas and you were hiding them in the boat. You didn't give us things and we are just waiting for bitunas, but bit by bit. However, we accept your tendency and we are so happy to be with you. It's been really good.
The food will be cooked in a sand oven. Coral rocks are placed on the fire to heat up. Linda is a character. She was one of the attractive girls in my previous film. The coals are spread out for the food to be placed on them. Green leaves cover the food to keep out the sand now piled over it all. It's simple and effective, what we call a bush oven. In 2 hours it will be ready to open. The coconut shells weight it all down. The pig pieces are boiled. There is no obesity here. They maintain an obvious well-balanced diet from the land and the sea, keeping in harmony with the environment. They are the healthiest and happiest people I've met. A delicious aroma escapes from the open oven. The boiled pig smells great too. Palm fronds are the table, leaves become placemats, and the diners are called in. This wonderful feast is in our honour.
Okay, thank you very much for participating in this event to make the work or to make the band Cropp Productions a success for his trip to this island.
Memories come flooding back. I see little has changed since I was here before.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the pig though.
Everyone here at Budi Budi, I want to thank you on behalf of our crew. We've really enjoyed being here. And I've had such fond memories of this place from my visit back 20 years ago. And that's why I came back. I wanted to meet all you people again. A lot of you have grown up, William, Linda, I remember all of you, Sinelli in the film, and now you're a lot older. But it's wonderful just to see that you're still retaining that custom. I admit that when I first arrived, I was a little worried, a little disappointed because I saw all those t-shirts. And it seems that the t-shirts are disappearing fast. You're back to your custom dress because I realize you do not want to lose this custom of yours. And please never lose it because there are very few islands
and communities like you in the world. Very, very few. You are very special, and please keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy today because we start from until today we finish the work.
Bye-bye, little one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That's a photo we want to leave with you that I took when I was here last. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda, thank you.
Thank you.
Big hug.
It's really nice. I remember every time I look at it,